Today is a great day to make an impact. So we just got back home in Texas. We had a great time visiting Florida. We were in Daytona and Orlando, and I had a tournament in Miami, and then we traveled to North Carolina and visited my sisters. What's crazy is I called my sister initially. I was working out in the gym, and I called her and I said, hey, I got an idea, because I wanted her to come visit us in Texas, and I knew we were going to be close in Florida. Little did I know that it was an 8-hour drive, but I just thought, the Carolinas are kind of close to Florida. So I told her I was going to be in Florida, and I would love to come visit you, and as well as my other sister and my sister-in-law. And I said it would be perfect because it's Easter weekend, Resurrection weekend. And with that weekend, I wanted to visit Elevation Church, Stephen Furtick's church, because my son's favorite pastor is Stephen Furtick. He loves his preaching, and I said it's going to be a surprise, and I want to surprise him. And it was unbelievable. We had such a great time. The praise and worship was amazing. The message was amazing. The kids loved it. The families loved it. We just had such a great time. And his message, ironically, was talking about Peter, kind of like in my message of high belief equal extreme results. In that message, in that YouTube video, I was talking about Peter a lot. One thing I didn't talk about was how when Jesus visited back to the disciples in the end of St. John, the Gospel of John, it talked about how he came back and they were fishing. And this is what Pastor Stephen Furtick was talking about, how they were fishing, and it was called Life After the Letdown. And Jesus came and visited the disciples, and this was actually his third time visiting. And what was so crazy is after the first time and the second time visiting after the resurrection of Christ, the disciples were still just not spreading the gospel. They were just doing their own thing. They were back to what they knew, back to what they were doing before they met Jesus, which was fishing. And as they were fishing, Jesus visited them, and they were so excited, like, oh, is that Jesus? And Jesus said to them, he said, hey, come with me, come eat breakfast. And Stephen Furtick, Pastor Furtick, really broke this down about how Peter and the disciples were back to doing what they were doing because that's the life that they were used to living, and they didn't feel like going out and going to spread the gospel and stuff like that because of the letdown that they were dealing with. And it reminded me of even me, how sometimes you could be let down or feel let down because you let down God, because you weren't doing what you were supposed to do, because of sin in your life, or in their example, it was denial, of Jesus, betraying of Jesus. But they were kind of let down also. Just think about it, how excited and fired up they were to be with the Christ, thinking that, he was really going to change the game and overthrow the Roman Empire and stuff like that. And then after that, getting nailed to the cross. So, and then being gone, so even after visiting them 2 times, they were still out there, living their life and kind of let down. But when Jesus came back this 3rd time, it was something special about the number 3, because he had even told Peter he was going to deny him 3 times. So after coming back this 3rd time, Peter really turned up. And some of the reason, when Jesus saw them, he said, hey, friends, and in some translations say, hey, guys. He said, come with me. I made breakfast. He wanted them to stop doing what they were doing. And he said, hey, let's go spread the gospel. Let's go tell everybody about the resurrection and what I did. He said, let's eat. Let's have a good time together. And it was just kind of like, look, I forgive you. You my boys. Let's go kick it. Let's go hang out. Don't get married to the letdown. And I just thought that was a great message, because so many of us do that all the time. So I was fired up. I was crying the entire time. I was excited after that message, and we took the family and had resurrection dinner, Easter dinner at my sister-in-law's house in North Carolina, and then, went to this was in the Charlotte, Concord area, then went to Greensboro the next day and kicked it with my sister and my niece and nephews and my brother-in-law, and we even played Michael Jackson, The Influence, and, I got out of retirement. For those that know, Michael Jackson is my favorite, so I got out of retirement. I haven't played that game in years, and I still got it, broke records and stuff like that. And then we dropped the kids off back to Florida. So we had to drive another 8 hours back to Florida because my wife and I had a trip planned in California. So we actually went to California for another 6 days, and it was great. We were able to spend time with each other. And it's crazy, during this entire vacation, it was almost 2 months, that we were in Florida, in the Carolinas, and California. We went to church every single week, and we never go to church on vacation. We really just kick it, and it was unbelievable. So we went to Elevation Church in North Carolina, and then in California, we went to Revelation Church and really had a great revelation. We just learned from God and heard heavy. And what I heard that was in my spirit heavy was that I needed to get on the watchtower. I needed to put in work, put in more time. It was another level, an elevation, another level for me to go, another level for my wife to go, another level for our family to go. And that we needed to pray more, take the time out to get closer to God, reading His Word more. And one quote that really just blew my mind that he talked about, he actually said that if God is the Alpha and the Omega and knows the beginning and the end, then He is waiting on you. He's waiting on you to mature and to grow. It's already done. So whatever He told you, whatever He's given you, it's already done. So people always talk about, it's their season. Is it my season yet? When is my time going to come? Your time is now. If you are ready to grow and mature. God has already said it. You don't have to wait 5 years from now. You don't have to wait 10 years from now. And I really related to that. For someone that in the network marketing company that I'm a part of, I was able to get to regional vice president in 2 years. And some people take a little bit longer. Some people take 5 years, 10, 15. I saw a promotion where somebody took 20 years. And that's okay. But what we all have in common, everyone says that I just made a decision to change. I just made a decision to grow and go get it done. So if you grow, if you just say, I'm going to make a decision to change and go get done whatever it is that the Lord has placed on your heart, whatever it is that you want to do, you can do it. This is the season. This is the season of revelation. And the revelation is to elevate. So let's elevate together. Just remember that Cleveland rocks, Jesus saves, Hawks smash, and impact change lives.